We are going to dissect the best custom tactics in FC24 today. So guys, we have Saif with us who is going to walk us through his tactics that he used for Ahmed, and you can use these tactics to hopefully rank up. Hi Saif, how are you?
Hi, very good. How are you, Salman?
I'm good, I'm very good. So today you have to teach my viewers the best custom tactics on FC24 right now and why they are the best custom tactics. So what are the four formations that we are going to learn today?
I have a formation, which is the basic formation,
Okay.
which you can play every time. I have also 4-3-2-1 if I want to score and I reach the goal many times and I need extra players in the box. And I have a defensive formation. I have also a constant pressure formation.
So what is our starting formation? I assume it's not the 4-2-2. It's a 4-4-2.
Yes, we used to play 4-4-2 for every game.
Okay.
And sometimes I change in between, even from the first half. I do change. Okay, so 4-4-2. We used to I play the width and defense 40
Okay.
and the depth 67
Okay. Pretty similar to
because
what I do.
I know like Ahmed is very good in press, so that's why we use 67. And I don't want to have the auto offside traps because he uses it manually.
Okay. Manual auto offside traps are very
Yes.
important. Something I tell them a lot. If you do not master manual offside traps, then you will suffer. How do you master
Yes.
the offside traps? I always tell them when the opponent recycles or when he is facing away from the goal. That is the
Yeah.
best time to go for the offside
And
trap.
even additionally, if your opponent switches a lot, you
Yes.
can do offside trap.
Offside trap. So
And plus, why do I like 67, not 71?
okay, that
If
is
I
why.
have auto offside trap, I cannot bring the midfield or the striker and defend with them. I
Yeah.
will not have time to do this. But when I do 67, I can use the wingers, the CM, the striker to go deep and defense with the defender. So I will have enough time to make it compact, you know?
But there is one argument. I often suggest 71 depth to, not so good players because they don't know when to trigger offside traps. So what you said is correct, but they should also realize that immediately putting 67 depth will not solve their defensive problems and they have to master the manual offside traps compared to the auto offside traps, correct?
Yeah, sure. Yes, I agree. And
What?
if you
Yes.
play 71 depth, you don't have to do offside traps also because you will ruin it if you do it like if you have auto offside trap and you do offside trap, you will mess it up
It,
for sure.
it's a recipe for disaster, he's saying. So
Yes.
40 width, 67 depth, build up play. I assume we are going to use balanced.
Balance direct pass,
Okay.
I use it 50.
50 width.
So yeah, 50. So sometimes if you wanna play narrow, you can give one of the LMRM cut inside if
Oh.
you want. But I play it like basic
Players in the
and
box.
six and
6.
yeah, 2-2.
Why not 1 in corners? Because for near post
Sometimes
corner, 1 is better.
sometimes I use one.
Okay.
There is a glitch which I learned. If you use one and then when you start the corner, you call any player, you call him, the tallest defender will follow.
That's what I
So
do.
it will be empty in the book. So it's a good idea to use one if you master this trick. If
Yeah.
you didn't master it, you play with two.
So instructions for the strikers. I run balanced. What do you run?
I use strikers both stay central,
Okay.
but against Mohannad in final,
Okay.
I used Johan Cruyff, the left striker,
Okay.
target man, stay central, because I know Mohannad presses well. I needed Cruyff to come deep and get the ball on his feet.
So against a player who is manually pressing and they are struggling, they should use stay central target.
Yes,
Otherwise,
and
they should start with stay central.
yes, and even if you wanna like you give run to let's say the LB,
Okay.
you need the striker to come deep to take the ball, and and Ahmed scored like many goals like this
In my
playing through
language, if you want to
Cruyff.
play triangles, you want a player to be target player, a
Yes,
striker.
and
Okay.
even when you play target to the left striker, you will see the LM goes into the box. They sometimes switch the positions.
Okay. Like LS will become LM and LM will become LS.
Yes,
So you need
Yes.
a good player who can play striker in
Yeah, that's why we
LM.
played Johan Cruyff and Pele. We needed good player with good control and passing and quality.
What about the CMs?
The CMs, stay back, cover center, both of them.
Okay.
For the LM, because we have Haaland,
Yes.
I gave him come back on defense, get behind, and get in the box for crosses. The reason why I use get behind, if I give trigger to the RM, let's say Mbappe or any player, you will have two options, either to play long ball to Mbappe or Haaland.
I personally don't run get in behind. If you know me well, I prefer manual runs. So
Yeah, I know. Same. I prefer manual runs, except for this league.
okay.
I used depending on your player style. I think I needed to get behind for Ahmed because he usually like he gives a run to LBRB, so I needed one extra run from him.
Okay.
So we gave only the LM, which is Haaland.
And
The
what about
RM
RM?
RM come back on defense, get in the box,
Okay.
nothing else. Sometimes I take the get in the box.
Okay.
LB is overlap, stay back.
Stay
RB
back?
is balance overlap
Okay,
because
yeah,
I
because you
needed
play
the
with
cross
Haaland. Okay.
with Haaland. Yeah.
I play with Crouch, so I would go with LB overlap.
So we played in RFLF, the 4-3-2-1, Haaland RF.
Okay.
That's why we used LB for this formation.
What is our next formation, Seth?
Next formation is 4-3-2-1.
What are the tactics? Balanced?
Tactics use balance, 40 width,
Okay.
65 depth.
Why 65?
I used 67. I thought it's too like you get lots of counter attacks.
Okay.
So Hanad was using 62. Ahmed was using 67. I tried both. Then I tested 65. I think it was the best for them. So they both used 65.
So against players who are actually doing a lot of counter attacks, you want to use 65, not higher than that.
Yes,
Okay.
65. It's a balance, I think, between both. You can play deep or play up,
So if
which
you
is similar.
struggle with counter attack, guys, put 65 depth according to Seth.
Yes.
Next up, we have attacking, balanced, direct.
Yeah, I play fast, direct
Okay,
on
fast build
attack.
up, direct passing. This is a new one.
Yes. And fast, they both used it also. Ahmed
Okay.
and Mohanna, they both reached the final. I think on depending on your style, for Ahmed's style, fast was the best for him. I know many guys. I coached Abu Fawzi, many players. Some of them use long ball also. I use long ball with different player
Okay.
or
So
balance because we play on type 3. The
yeah,
gameplay is little bit slower. So I saw one of your comments says, okay, Salman, if we play against a player that we have when we have DDA,
yeah.
what shall we do?
Yeah.
I read the comment, one
Okay.
of your comments. So I think changing the build up style will help
Okay.
because if you play in slow gameplay or the gameplay is not helping, their player is stuck, you have to play like give them fast.
Okay.
They will move faster. Everyone will go to his position faster.
So if you have
So
bad gameplay, guys, which most of you complain about, and if your players aren't moving a lot on the pitch, and you feel you need more AI attacking movement, and you want things to happen quickly, Saf suggests try using fast build up because at the venue where this league happened and in various EA tournaments, there is usually NAT type 3 and the connection is delayed as we hear from the pros as well. So in such situations which you face at home as well, try fast build up. This is what he recommends. And sometimes you can even try long ball depending on how you play the game. What about the width?
that what we used 50. I
Okay.
used with Mohamed 45. It's preference
Okay.
between both.
I
Like
would recommend 45, honestly, for
yeah,
most players.
I would say 45
Yeah.
because Mohamed is the master of 4-3-2-1.
Yeah.
So yeah, 45 is a good number. And I used player in the box 6
Okay. Recycling?
for for instruction.
No.
Yeah,
For the players in the box, if you put it to
yeah.
6, there is a lack of recycle in this formation. What's your take on that?
I think I used 7
Okay.
and I used 6 and I used 5. On 5, the build up is better.
Yes, that is what I have seen.
Yeah. On 7, sometimes you face like you have a problem in building up. You will feel your players are away from you.
Yes.
So I use 6, which is in between. It's
Okay.
in between. It's really balanced, like between building up and player in the book.
It's the
So
best of both
6 a
worlds.
good number. Yeah. Sometimes you might change. You might add to 7 if you
Mm.
want. So depend on what you see in the game.
What is the striker doing in this formation? Stay central?
Striker stay central.
Yes.
We used to play both LFRF on balance,
Okay.
but recently I tested Haaland on stay central
Okay.
was much better.
What about
So and
comeback on
for
defense?
Ahmed, say again.
What about comeback on defense?
Yeah, I'll tell you which player have the comeback on
RF or
defense.
LF, we will not put them on comeback?
On my style,
Yeah.
depending, we played Haaland on the right because Ahmed loves to attack from the left.
Like me.
So, yeah. And I'll tell you on Muhannad side. So both of them, they have different and building up. Ahmed plays Haaland on the right.
Okay.
He gave him stay central and balance.
Okay.
The left one only come back on defense,
Okay.
which was Pele.
So the left one is going to be comeback on defense because left back is going to overlap, and the
Yes,
right one is going to be stay central. That is it.
yes.
Okay.
And for the CMs,
Yeah.
the right CM,
Yes.
which was Potias,
Balanced.
balance.
Mm.
Everything was
Yes.
balanced. The
CM.
left CM, which was Modric, Luka Modric,
Yes.
stay back, cover center.
Okay.
The CM, Rud Khalid,
Yeah.
stay back, cover center.
Okay. Left back join attack or balanced overlap.
Balance, overlap.
Balanced. Okay. Right back obviously
Some,
stay back.
yeah, but sometimes we use uh, we use it on join attack. I'll tell you what's the difference in both of them, okay?
Okay.
And the right one was stay back overlap. We used to play join overlap, but recently I noticed some of the player plays 71 depth. The join will join every time. You will see him up. Sometimes he will be on offside
100%.
situation. But what I noticed, if you let him go through the offside and then he comes back,
Yes.
he will be there for sure to give him to switch to him.
Yeah. Deep switch from.
But yeah, deep switch. But what I because it's a big tournament,
Yeah.
I told Ahmed we play it on balance.
Huh.
If we need him to go deep, we can play like we can trigger run for him
Okay.
manually,
Okay.
and even the RB we trigger run for him.
So he is on stay
Every
back, but you have to trigger runs. It is all about
Yes.
situational awareness. I've been
Yes.
telling people that FIFA isn't 2 plus 2 equals to 4. In FIFA, 2 plus 2 doesn't equal to 4. It depends
Yeah.
on what's happening in the game. Sometimes you need to tell the right back to run, right?
Yes.
It's not like he's always going to stay back. So it all
And
depends on the
even
situation.
even though if you give him a run, he will go until the end. He will go
Yeah.
to the offside trap. Don't forget him.
Yeah,
He
true.
will come back. Once he come back from the offside, you can switch to him.
So let
It's
him be
the best
offside. When he
idea.
comes back, then switch to him.
Yeah, and always use hug sideline and 4-3-2-1.
Okay, guys, you're always going to use the D-pad tactic hug sideline. I think these are the two main formations. And last formation we are going to talk about is going to be a 4-2-2 formation. Talk us through the 4-2-2 quickly.
Okay, 4-2-2. I used 4-2-2 in this tournament twice.
Okay,
Quarter final and in final.
okay.
We were losing in quarter final 3-1. I used 4-2-2 from minute 75, but I used it on constant pressure. So
I saw you use it pressure on heavy touch as well. What about that?
this was in final. I'll tell you why I use pressure on heavy touch or constant pressure. Because I know the weakness of this formation.
Okay.
This formation has a weakness which if the player, because you know in big tournament everyone switches
Yes.
a lot. This formation, you will notice if someone switches a lot,
Yes.
you will struggle in switching.
Definitely.
It's different from 4-4-2.
It's narrow.
4-3-2-1.
That's why.
It's narrow, but it's good when you recover from it. You will take the ball for sure. The player will come back. But sometimes you face very fast player who play very fast so it will be very difficult for you to cover.
Yeah.
So that's why my idea is to use it in while in pressure and heavy touch or constant pressure.
Okay.
Although we used it in quarterfinal, we scored we at last minute 3-3 on extra time. I kept it with high pressure, but without constant. It was balanced. So I'll give you the balanced one, the
Okay.
one I used. I prefer to play it very deep,
Okay.
very high, sorry. So 71 for depth,
Pressure on heavy
for
touch,
which
71 depth.
and 50 if you want to use pressure and heavy touch, 85 depth.
Okay.
But if you want to use it balance, make it balance,
Okay.
50, 71.
Okay. This is balanced without pressure heavy touch.
Yes. And the width in attack,
Yes.
keep it on 50.
Yes.
The
Balance direct.
Yeah, and the style is fast direct
Okay.
pass.
Fast direct.
Because it will be the best formation in counter attack.
What about players
One
in the
of
box?
Play in the box 6. Instructions: stay central on both strikers,
Okay.
come back on both cams, and get in the box and drift wide
Okay.
for
Drift.
both.
Drift wide as well. Okay.
However, if you're gonna use hack side, you take it. But I don't recommend you to use hack
Okay.
side.
CDMs.
And CDMs, both on balance, cover center.
LB.
LB, stay back, overlap. RB, overlap.
Balanced overlap.
And yes, balance overlap. You can use the CDMs on D playmaker
Okay.
if you struggle in building up.
So if you struggle in building up, guys, you can use deep lying
Deep,
playmaker.
both of them.
So these are our 3 formations that the UAE champion used, and these are the formations that you will see even at the play-ins, because he's going to play at the play-ins. You will see these formations being used at DreamHack as well and other various pro events. Now, I told you it's not only the 4-3-2-1, all other formations which we discussed today are really good. If you understood what Seth was trying to tell you, then you would for sure improve in the long run. But at the same time, you have to pay respect to the fundamentals. Saf, thank you so much for coming by.
Welcome.
Now check this video out here to take your gameplay to the next level.